one of the world's oldest civilization, is pacing towards the future at the growth rate of 8.5%. Today, the rising Indians have grabbed the attention of the world. The new avatar of a nation is already ready for a change. But like any other story, this one too has an untold side. The story of rural India, the real India. In this India, there are several pockets that have fallen by the wayside and could not be a part of this growth story. And there waits an entire population waiting to join others in this march towards growth, waiting to be unleashed. But not everything is dismal in this story. There are organizations like the Aga Khan Rural Support Program India that was set up in 1984 with an aim to make these rural voices a part of the India's inclusive story. The formation of AKRSP India was with the sole intention of empowering rural communities and groups, especially the underprivileged and women, to take control over their lives and manage their environment, to create a better and more equitable society. With its operations spread across 3 states of Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Bihar, AKRSP India reaches out to more than 150,000 households today. The organization's journey spanning over 25 years is an attempt to empower people by creating sustainable livelihood options, managing natural resources and making them self-reliant. AKRSP India believes in working through village institutions to enable communities to participate and have a sense of ownership over the developmental process.
An AKRSPian, he cares for the villager as a human being, not as a producer, not as a consumer, not as a potential voter, but as a human being. So he cares and he respects the opinions, the ideas, the ingenuity, the hard work of the villager.
Workers of AKRSP India prefer to remain at backstage while putting the villagers at the forefront and supporting them to find ways to improve their lives. These people are experts at developing organizational teams, utilizing resources for the betterment of communities and involving others in creating a vision for rural development.
There are those who enter the world in such poverty that they are deprived of both the means and the motivation to improve their lot. Unless they can be touched with that spark which ignites the spirit of individual enterprise and determination, they will only sink into apathy, degradation and despair. And it is for us, those who are more fortunate, to provide that spark. And I think as you see the film and you talk about what we do, what we have is literally hundreds of workers who trudge many miles to provide that spark.
These field workers are the unsung heroes of the organization. Now let their journey speak for itself. Netram, the South Gujarat program region of AKRSP India, is home to tribal communities. In the past, most of the families had to struggle for daily survival.
બેન તરીકે એ બહાર ના નીકળી શકે કે બેન તરીકે રજૂઆત ના કરી શકે, વાતચીત ના કરી શકે, એ બધી બાબતે મને થોડું અહીંયા આવીને ફીલિંગ થયું.
Even within the tribal communities, the condition of the primitive tribal groups was worse.
There are Dalits, there are lower castes, there are sub-tribes like primitive tribes. They all are treated inequitably and there is exploitation within the system.
The women always found themselves at the receiving end.
They were suppressed and their voices remained unheard. They were unaware of their rights and didn't have access to information regarding government schemes.
AKRSP India started working in this region with an objective to create village institutions to empower the community as well as make them self-sustainable.
આ કામ એકદમ સહેલું નથી, બહુ જ લેન્ધી છે, પ્રોસેસ ખૂબ લાંબી માંગી લે છે અને એની સાથે સતત જોડાયેલા રહેવું પડે છે.
Today, women of these villages are bold enough to raise their voices and fight for their rights. They have substantial representation in village bodies as well.
Intervention which we are working here is largely on empowerment and livelihood interventions of the tribal community.
In the last 8 years, Nita has been instrumental in creating many village institutions that can work as pressure groups and influence other development decisions in their villages. While Nita is busy planning out new strategies for people of Netram, 1,000 kilometers away, Rao Sahib is preparing for a monthly meeting in Niwali, Madhya Pradesh. AKRSP India started its operations in Madhya Pradesh in 2005. The Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme gave an opportunity to AKRSP India to work on watershed management.
इतिहास में ऐसा बोला जाता है कि निवाली एक बड़वानी का शिमला कहा जाता था इसको.
Majority of the population in this region is tribals, who belong to the lowest rung of social and economic strata.
ना तो वहाँ ज़मीन है, ना तो अच्छा प्रोडक्टिविटी होती है, ना तो उत्पादन अच्छे से होता है. और तो धीरे धीरे ये लोग माइग्रेट करने लगे यहाँ से. बाहर जाते हैं तो बच्चों को साथ में ले जाते हैं. बच्चों को साथ में ले जाते हैं तो उनकी पढ़ाई, जिसका भविष्य एक एजुकेशन के ऊपर डिपेंड है, वो एजुकेशन ही उसको नहीं मिल रहा है. खेती करने के लिए ज़मीन नहीं थी, पूरा जंगल था. तो इनको ऐसा लगा कि भाई ये ज़मीन हम जंगल काटते जाएंगे तो हमारी ज़मीन बढ़ते जाएगी. तो धीरे धीरे जंगल काटते गए. और जंगल काटने के बाद ये था कि इसको सरकार ने बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ावा दिया है. यहाँ पर सवाई के जंगल ख़त्म होता है तो सबसे बड़ा इफेक्ट उसका इन्वायरमेंट के साथ साथ ह्यूमन पे पड़ता है. तो ह्यूमन का ऊपर पड़ने का सबसे बड़ा कारण ये है कि सॉइल इरोजन बहुत ज़्यादा हुआ है यहाँ पर, बहुत ज़्यादा. भाषा में समझ जरूर जाता था क्योंकि मैं इस रीजन को बिलोंग करता हूँ, लेकिन बोलते भी आना चाहिए हमको. हिंदी जब हम बोलते थे तो ऐसा लगता था कि उनकी और हमारे बीच बहुत ज़्यादा दूरी है. हमको एक ऐसा लगा कि भाषा हमको सीखना चाहिए. और टूटी फूटी जब बोलने लगे तो वो भाषा हमने शुरुआत करी. जब भाषा बोलने लगे तो लोग खुद बोलते हैं कि तो अमरू वाला.
The role of NGOs is not to actually replace the state, but is to set up models of a development approach which can then be scaled up and applied to state programs.
In Madhya Pradesh, AKRSP India got the opportunity to work with the government while implementing the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme. AKRSP India made the process of guarantee employment more transparent by forming groups with fair representation. With the support of village panchayats, it ensured active participation of villagers in Gram Sabha.
ये योजना लागू हुई, उसके बाद सर गांव वाले सब पर बैठते थे और इस पे चर्चा करते. सर चर्चा करने के बाद फिर सर काम चालू करने थोड़ा सर परिवर्तन हो गया. सर फिर
सरपंच, उप सरपंच, जनपद सदस्य, जिला पंचायत सदस्य, उन लोगों को हम लोगों ने उस एक्सपोजर में इन्वॉल्व किया. उस एक्सपोजर को हम दिखाने ले जाते हैं, दिखाकर लाकर गांव में मीटिंग करते हैं और उनसे शेयरिंग करवाते कि ऐसा काम गांव के विकास के लिए हो सकता है. जनरली दूसरे क्लस्टर्स में दूसरे जो डीओस जो काम करते थे, डीओ सोशल प्रोसेस, उन लोगों को डायरेक्ट AKRSP जो प्रमोट करता था, इंस्टीट्यूशंस, ग्राम विकास संगठन जो प्रमोट करता था उसके साथ काम करना था और मुझे काम करना था पंचायत के साथ.
के सरपंच सचिवों को तकनीकी का प्रचार प्रसार करते रहते हैं. उस माध्यम से भी इन लोगों का जो है उत्साह बढ़ता है, काम करने के प्रति रुझान बढ़ता है और कार्य की गुणवत्ता थोड़ी सी पंचायत के कामों से ठीक ठाक है. उसको देख देख के पंचायत अपने कार्य में सुधार करती है.
वो सोशल इनोवेशन मैंने यहाँ करने की कोशिश करी है कि कम्युनिटी और इंसान के अंदर में जाकर वो चाहता क्या है और फिर उसके अनुसार उसको विकास के दायरे में बांधकर कैसे हम विकास कर सकते हैं।
Individuals who are passionate or groups of people who are passionate about an idea get the space and the support to pursue these ideas and make changes in the quality of life of the communities.
मेरा पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट ये होता था कि मैं डेवलपमेंट वर्कर बनूं, मैं केवल सोशल प्रोसेस मतलब सोशल बैकग्राउंड है तो सोशली होके नहीं रह जाऊं। तो मैं जब मेरे टेक्निकल मेंबर्स होते थे, मेरा जो टीम लीडर होता था उससे पूछता रहता था सीसीटी क्या होता है, गेवियन क्या होता है, कैसे बनता है, फील्ड बंडिंग क्या होता है और क्यों ज़रूरी है ये, क्या रिस्टोवेली क्या होता है, वाटरशेड क्या होता है। लिटरेचर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन प्रोवाइड करता था पढ़ने के लिए, तो उसको भी मैं पढ़ता था। और वो सारा होने के कारण मुझे एक ऐसा वो मिला कि मैं सारी चीज़ धीरे धीरे सीखता गया कि क्या होता है ऐसा। और फिर अपने आप ही मैंने खुद से मतलब मॉडल बनाने शुरू करें। तो ये चीज़ है, ठीक है। अब जैसे क्या होगा,
He started as a field worker and today he is leading a team of 8. He believes that his experience in AKRSP India is equal to more than 6 years in any other organization. Figures of Human Development Index show Bihar as one of the poorest states in India. Bihar has a complex socio-economic structure. Influential upper caste people of the society own most of the land. Due to lack of enough employment options, villagers are forced to work as farm laborers for meager wage. Lack of education among the lower caste population has confined them to age-old practices.
वहाँ स्कूल वगैरह नहीं था, वहाँ पर बहुत ही वंचित समुदाय के लोग रहते हैं, पिछड़े वर्ग के लोग ज़्यादा हैं, शिक्षा से दूर दूर का रिश्ता वहाँ के बच्चों को नहीं था। बकरी वगैरह चराने का या फिर खेत में ऐसे करके लोग समय गुजारते थे।
In 2008, AKRSP India came up with different strategies to reach remote parts of Bihar.
AKRSP will not work for only one sector like watershed या किसी और पे काम करेंगे। वैसा अप्रोच पे हम बिहार में नहीं कर पाएंगे और नहीं, यहाँ पे अगर हम काम करना है तो हमको मल्टी सेक्टर को लेके हम इंटीग्रेटेड रूरल डेवलपमेंट के अप्रोच पे हम काम कर सकते हैं।
Education is a tool for development and to uplift the society. This area is mainly populated with Harijan and Paswan community. Prevalent caste system has put them at the lowest rung of the social ladder. When I started working in Pusa, I realized that it was very important to take the villagers in confidence. To give them a sense of ownership towards the learning center, I had to convince the villagers to contribute towards the corpus to set up the center. Despite their hardships, villagers made a significant contribution. They were first-time schoolgoers in their family. In the beginning, the villagers were apprehensive about sending their children to learning support centers. We held meetings to sensitize them about the importance of the learning center for their children's future. In a caste-based society, any step towards development of lower caste is taken as a threat to their dominance by upper caste. There were some elements in Gangapur who opposed the setting up of learning center. They wanted to sabotage the effort. First, villagers were instigated, and then the village sarpanch also joined them. One night, the center was ransacked and a complaint of theft was filed against me with local block development officer. I knew I had done nothing wrong. Sometimes it's better to remain silent and let your work speak for itself. When the block development officer refused to believe the allegations, it renewed my faith. Soon, the villagers realized their mistake. They understood the purpose of the learning center. They revolted against the sarpanch, asking him to withdraw the complaint. The center was reopened. When I see Sarita and other fellow workers dedicatedly working for the village children, it motivates me. It has become my source of inspiration. The respect and goodwill from the villagers is the best remuneration I have earned. Villagers make it a point to have personal interaction with me during my visits. Bhagwan's story does not end here. He always strives to come up with innovative ideas to improve infrastructure and the quality of education in the centers.
Now I think it's the time of the new wealthy people in this country will have to, those who are, like the Aga Khan said, those who are more fortunate, it is their role to support others, to provide that spark, and that is a role which needs support. And that's my appeal, is that these core costs and these core processes have to be followed if we don't want to, if you want to make sure that India moves out of poverty or moves out of, we don't want to see these pictures of women trudging miles and miles to just collect 2 pots of water.